Ian Fitzgerald, the Laois captain, on the left-hand side there, and of course the man on the right-hand side, I think everybody knows in football, the stage player of the year last year. But it's fascinating because of the Miko thing and all.
Your attacking brand of football, and they've been very good thus far. You know, I think Armagh will win the game today for a number of reasons. I mean, I think, for example, that Laois have already fulfilled their wildest dreams this year. They wouldn't have thought they would be Leinster champions, played in the National League final. And so they're hitting new territory now, and they're also meeting a very different Armagh than the Armagh they played.
Last team that Mick O'Dwyer did.
And it's come to this, the quarterfinals. Cambodia. Well, the Armagh team, we're looking at it, 4 players who didn't start last year's All-Irelanders make one enforced change from the team that started against Kildare in the Leinster final. Kevin Fitzpatrick is suspended, and replacing him for a goal against Armagh. He did so for Laois, playing in midfield for Laois, when his grandfather, who was on the Laois team way back in 1946, is watching today in Ballia.
Winning first phase possession, and also one of the things he has, Ger, is an ability to score points from distance, as he did in the Leinster against
Park. The surface in perfect nick. The roars purposes call the Cusack stand, although of course it's horseshoe shaped nowadays. Barry Kenevi from Roscommon, he was the referee for the game between Dublin and Donegal last year. And so it's Laois who get first possession, and Pádraig Clancy, the man who's fouled. So an early free kick for them. They could do it a couple of scores early on just to see what this Armagh defence is made of. They've given it to Bino MacDonald. He's going to the right for Bino MacDonald. Great start, got out there ahead of Enda McNulty, looked confident.
Yeah, and a lovely ball that.
Again, Laois come forward and threaten. Promising start, but that's Stephen MacDonald, very much the danger man, back for Ronan Clark, dodging this way and that, back to MacDonald, good block down. A score of 4 points that day. Runs all the way dangerously through. And the back, nice turn there by Mick Lawler. Kelly likes to attack from centre-half back, Noel Garvin. Just about holding on, back towards Paul MacDonald. The man who's in for Kevin Fitzpatrick. Kelly once again got 2 really explosive points against Kildare here 2 weeks ago. Back to Lawler, he's 45 metres out from the target. Towards Bino MacDonald, broken inside here. Garvin going through, allowed space. Fitzgerald shouldered the shot. Seconds ago, right now the Laois defence being threatened by Paul McGrain. A wayward. Great player, Marsden. The sting taken out of the effort by a partial block. And Armagh still threatened, Clark's around. Marsden coming forward, stop by Byron. Still it's there with Oisin McConville, and he's put it over the bar. Build up. We saw Marsden involved from time to time in it, and in the end it fell favourably for Oisin McConville. Good take.
Yeah, super.
It's settled down well. No hanging positions there on the part of Joane. Again trying to set it up here. McConville steadies himself, showing composure, the accuracy as well, but no, wrong off him. Had the injury a little earlier on, but seems to have shaken it off. Here's Bino MacDonald. Looked hurt from the collision there as he was coming to gather. He's lost it, he's down on the deck. That's Garvin trying to flight it through. In as far as Lawler. Down, free. It is,
which is a great plus.
Bino MacDonald still being attended to, he's okay. Out the route towards the Armagh full back line as we watch Stephen MacDonald. Well, he was fleet-footed, but not see it. Kelly coming forward from centre-half back, ready to take on all and sundry. Fitzgerald going low. Francie Bellew alongside him. Bellew and McNulty there. This one. Dropping it in towards Fitzgerald. It was Tony McEntee who got a very good fist to it, out as far as Lawler. Turning in again, it's in there with Kavanagh, and Gary Kavanagh has put it. Gary Kavanagh, who got a very good point against Kildare 2 weeks ago, makes it 2-1 in the championship. McEntee managed to get it out, stayed in his line there, came back to Mick Lawler, and watch for the number 12 coming in, and it sailed over. Here. Kicking in is Ronan Clark, dangerously so. Nice turn by MacDonald. Great save. And in the follow-up attack there. It's spilled. McEntee slack. Attempted clearance. Comes to Ross Munnelly. Challenging once again the champions. Kicking short. Easy.
Have had a goal. Great save though.
John McEntee. Great ball in. Pressure on the Laois backs. And when they flap at that one, as Rooney did, in came MacDonald. And it's for Clancy, just holding up the point of the attack. In towards Gary Kavanagh. Aidan O'Rourke breaking it. Fancy Bellew towards Ross Munnelly. Munnelly once again laying it up for Parkinson. First chance to shine since coming in as a substitute moments ago, and he's kicked it just to the back. Again they challenge and threaten. Useful opportunity. They're looking for the opening, and it's Bino who kicks. Very much the danger man. And good veer the space, and that's a great kick. And there are now two between them.
Yes, indeed. Give him an opportunity.
Nice ball in. Garvin. It's going to curl, but not quite sufficient. The others to get in and get the pieces and be as productive as possible. They've got speedy men up front like MacDonald, who always threaten. Nice ball in for Paul McGrain, right on the end line. Exposing gaps. Opening it out back towards McConville. Trying to float it over the bar. And Oisin McConville has got a second. You'll find Aidan O'Rourke right now, and that's a magnificent kick. Great score. And, it's 3-3. We gain the lead once again. Lawler to be the taker of the kick. Clancy urging on the Laois players. Lobbed in. Singly here. Armagh buzzing once again. John McEntee coming forward. And John McEntee was restrained unfairly. This about 30 metres out. And Armagh lead for the first time in the Bank of Ireland quarter-final. Turb Arena. Noticeably in the last couple of minutes, Diarmuid Marsden looking at the target, but he's miscued his kick. The midfielder, Boric Clancy, went down under the weight of the challenge there.
I think that was very unfair. MacDonald, I thought, or Oisin McConville rather, attacked the ball that time. I didn't think really he committed a free.
I'm afraid once the player, he's taken over the free-taking duties, kicking from the hands as you can see, and he finds the range beautifully. To Bino. Free of the challenges. Garvin once again inside for Lawler. Here's an opportunity for Laois. He's put it over the bar. Mick Lawler's first. In the match here, they go point for point. Garvin feeding it through here for the on-running Mick Lawler, and he confidently dispatched it elegantly on his left boot. That's beautifully struck. There was class written all over that point. Holding it up, hitting it himself with confident ease. Getting his first.
Yes, that time he was in two minds whether to give it into Stephen MacDonald or not to McEntee. That beautiful, elegant style, strokes it over the bar. Wonderful.
In the Leinster final, shrugging aside the challenge of John McEntee almost nonchalantly. Lofting it in here. MacDonald going backwards, trying to break it. Kavanagh coming in to pick up the pieces. It's Ian Fitzgerald, in fact. Back it goes again towards Gary Kavanagh. This is great play. Stephen MacDonald couldn't quite in action. Blessed with wonderful skill. Gary Kavanagh, intended for MacDonald is in there, threatening, trying to break it down for Marsden. Aidan O'Rourke. Gary from Stradbally kicked it well, and it just about carries. They all come to the match, and well, she might beat the Bowron. Now will they beat the All-Ireland champions? There's a long way to go. Nicely fed ahead here. McGeaney, just too far there for Oisin McConville. Followed it up in Gary Kavanagh. Great play, all the way through. Excellent work, and he's made it 7 points to 6. Heading himself. Darren Rooney, the wing back for Laois, and Ian Fitzgerald rushed. Rourke, the kick ahead is by Kieran McGeaney, and the referee has seen some jersey tugging on goal, only 13 metres out. Wasn't going to miss anything like that, and they're level for the 6th time into the first half. Both sides have had some Very, very good moments. Speedo Mac. Lots and lots of All-Ireland finals over the years have not had attendances next to near that. 76,000 then and counting. And Kieran McGeena counting the cost of that. Wayward kick in over the sideline. An untypical error, but the pressure could be back on Armagh. It's not. Ronan Clarke instead. McCann. Fine kick. Pushed his side in front.
Yes, and that's the second of the half-backs actually to score a point in this game from play. The full back line at the other side of the field.
Mention of attackers. Here comes Oisín McConville. And his jersey was... And he has towards Ronan Clarke. Slipped at the least appropriate moment. Well, he regained his balance, but hardly the composure. Bino MacDonald. Armagh trying to force him away from goal. Enda McNulty leading the charge in that respect. But it comes back to Mick Lawler. Freed into the centre is Parkinson. The angle getting a little acute. Trying to take on O'Rourke. McEntee is next in with the challenge. Close. Bino striking, and Bino has scored. Correction, it's Gary Kavanagh who's taken it over. Gary Kavanagh's got it. Rooney, all the hard work being done by Paul MacDonald, but the final kick and a great score it is indeed. Credited to Darren Rooney. The Armagh wing backs may be able to come up. Russ Monaghy getting free. Terrible finish, if it was meant to be a finish. Noel Garb again, Armagh threatened. Dermot Marsden fed inside here, takes it back from Clarke, back to Marsden. Beautifully done on the spin there by Dermot. McGrain waiting for it was Mick Lawler into the corner there towards Gary Kavanagh. Russ Monaghy popping up inside towards Noel Garban, and the pass was dodging deep, ever threatening inside here towards Dermot Marsden. Higgins was dragging him back, and it's not going to count. The whistle had sounded. Oisín McConville puts it over. He's got 4 catch. Under immense pressure by Gary Kavanagh, and he's got the free in. He made Donald from the hands. That is over, and it is 10-10. And he can't put it right. So Gary Kavanagh stabbing it to the walks it ahead. Philip Loughran. The angle is tight enough. It'll be a great point if he makes it, and he's made it. That is a great shot.
Composure again at John McEntee, held the ball up, and Loughran then took this ball from an impossible position. Wonderful score.
I'm sure Micko was wondering, and Micko was... They trade passes, little block on the kick in the end there. To Andy Mullen. He's kept going forward, but it's with McConville. Now the number 2 goes back and coming forward to 10. McConville to put 2 between them, and the referee says you took it from the wrong spot. And Jerry Kenevi is going to throw the ball up. Stephen MacDonald holding his composure. Here comes Marsden. He's fouled. It's in the right spot this time. And he stabs it over for his 5th. Very, very lucky indeed as MacDonald plays it forward here. Clarke collects, sends it back inside there towards McGrain. And Armagh turn on the style, and it's Ronan Clarke. Were tight with Laois for so long in the contest. Can they now be far more?
Yes, without really noticing it, all of a sudden it's...
Too long this time. Free kick. Tony McEntee way back there helping out, and in for McConville. The goal scorer in the All-Ireland final, through again, and he flashes it over the bar this time. 6 points. Penalty, gets a second chance. Sweeps it in and sweeps another score, trying to put a bit more space between the teams. Broken down by Marsden. Recovered here. Lawler, they need his leadership now. 10 seasons he's been playing for Laois. Trying to reach an All-Ireland semi-final. That's the object of the exercise. Garvin turning. They say he took too many steps. The referee not interested, and Noel Garvin has popped it over the bar. Is that the beginning of the league? And Gary Kavanagh is about to be replaced. It's dropped. O'Rourke comes forward for Armagh. For McConville. Transferred here to Ronan Clarke. Sting taken out of it somewhat. Byron still being forced into trying to make the save, and Higgins scoops it off the line. It would have been Stephen McDonald's goal. Bino McDonald taking on Enda McNulty. Laois need another score after the miracle let off. Behind by 3. The angle is acute enough, but he makes little of that. He's got 5 points, 3 of the 5 coming from frees. And as you say, 7 or 8 minutes to go, plus press again at Croke Park. And a venue where Armagh had their worries about over the years, going right, backing it up, penetrating, looking for support, trying to lay it off to a colleague. Armagh funneling men back. Garvin thumping it forward, hopefully. Anybody to get a touch to it. Bino's in there. Fitzgerald's not too far away. And out to McGrain. Awkward angle. Stopped by Enda McNulty's attention. Waiting for some support to come through the centre. But Laois look a little tired at this critical stage in the match. Miller feeding it forward here. Back towards Stephen Kelly. And that was a real hit and hope one. And 32 minutes gone in the second half. 3 to play plus stoppage time. How they could do with a goal here. Can they open up something? Fitzgerald trying to go through. Players calling for it. Bino McDonald might kick a point. He's done precisely that. That's 6 points on the board now, credited to the account of Bino.
If only they could get a few more players forward. They're just looking at, again, a good layoff that time from Parkinson, or rather the full forward Fitzgerald, and a good shot over the bar by Brian McDonald.
Well, Billy McConville, they can put it away this time with John McEntee raiding, trying to go around the entire Laois defence, and it comes back out to Tom Kelly and Aidan Fennelly. Champions trying to stay in the All-Ireland hunt. Boric Clancy outside to McLawler. That looks like it might just get inside. It hasn't. Comes once again to John McEntee. They're playing keep ball, and even if it doesn't go over the bar, it doesn't really matter. It frustrates Laois. 6 seconds of the stoppage time has been played and counting down to 50, and they're all looking at the referee. Game has been a marvellous winner.
Great winner, and I must say the manliness of both sets of players, as we've said before, deserves to be recognised and complimented.
70, but the Armagh fans are going home the happier. They've won by 2 points. A good second half by the champions. After the sides had been level at the break, 7 points apiece. Laois battled. Laois 13. The champions are